Hi, welcome back to Transformative Joy. I am Tanya, and I got a brand new Oracle deck, the Green Witches Oracle deck, and I'm really excited to use it. Let's see, what do we need to know? That's the question. What do we need to know for the rest of the month? From the next, I don't know, 7-8 days? Let's see what Spirit has for us. It has, I don't know how y'all are holding up with all the chaos and the energy and all that going on. I hope you're doing good. I have had a rough couple of days because my beautiful dog has not been feeling well. And so I've been kind of occupied with taking care of him and sometimes sleeping on the floor with him, which means I haven't been resting very well. So let's just see. Let's put all that aside. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for us today? Let's see. Top 3. Let's see what the theme is. Broom. So energy cleansing and freshening. Fruit. Achievement and success. And roots. Healthy patterns, early growth. Looks like it's time to make way for new things in our life. Make way for Spirit to bring in growth and success and cleansing. So let's see. Let's go ahead and start. What is it we don't see? What do we need to know? That is the question for the rest of February. What do we need to see? What do we not know? Okay. Let's see. Okay. The moon. All right. Started right away with what we don't know. The moon. Okay. Ooh. Crossed by the 5 of Cups. Okay. It looks like we might have some disappointment there, kind of keeping us from seeing clearly. The King of Pentacles at the root. 3 of Pentacles. Something about structures. That makes sense. Oh, we are crowned with strength. It's always a good sign. And 9 of Swords. Let's see here. For those who maybe not know, I felt I needed to do the Celtic spread today, the Celtic cross. 3 of Cups. The Devil. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I got a bonus card. We'll go with it. The Hermit, and then 6 of Wands. Put that off to the side. All right, let's see here. Well, I will say that here's achievement and success. Those cards line up. So I'm just going to say that gives me hope. Like, right, there is something about whatever you're going through right now that will yield fruit. It will literally yield fruit. So all the hard work you're putting in is going to help. Let's see. It looks like right now, though, we have kind of a blocked vision because we're a little disappointed here. Yeah, so I'll ask for some clarity on that. But with the 3 of Cups, I feel like that can represent the structures. That was the first thing that popped in my head when I see this, is the structures that we've built up. And by we, I don't necessarily mean you and me. I mean society. right? There's some shifting and moving away from the old way of doing things, and I really welcome that. In the meantime, kind of right now and maybe for a while, a lot of racing thoughts make sense. And I feel like when I see that next to the devil card, which was in the place of like advice, my first thought was the advice that spirit has for you is to watch your mental habits and your mental patterns and to not spiral out into doubt, right? Um, let's just see. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is the hope, kind of fears, a little bit of worry about the future. And right here, we're topping the whole thing off with the Hermit card, which sometimes we look at the Hermit card. I will say this. Sometimes we look at the Hermit card and, well, I'll hold it up while I talk. It looks lonely, kind of lonely. But what I see and what strikes me is wisdom and looking within and the light guiding us. So sometimes when it is dark out and you don't know which way to go, you've got that inner light guiding you. Okay, but let's go back. Let's see. Clarify the Strength card for me. No, sorry. Clarify the Five of Cups. What is that disappointment? Where is that coming from? Where is that? Tell me more about that. One more time. Cut and bottom. So I got the solar plexus. So, okay, as soon as I said that, I looked here and the broom, cleaning energy. We need to clean that energy of the solar plexus. We need to clear out that space. So I'm just going to go here to see if there's anything in this book that maybe will help us. Yeah, I think a lot of our confidence is shaken right now in systems and in people. Maybe in our personal life, there might be just this but I do want to say that when people disappoint you or when you disappoint yourself, it's necessary to have that foundation to look within for the hidden wisdom, the wisdom within you in this situation. And here we've got multiple major arcana. So I'm just going to pull this for a minute and kind of show you these cards right here. Being the overall theme, sometimes I like to pull the major arcana if I see a lot in a particular reading and just kind of look at them in the order that I place them. So we started to kind of see the overall picture, to get really a hint at the theme. And, here, that makes sense. We're in this place where you can't really see clearly. It was blocked by the Five of Cups. So there's this disappointment, maybe frustration, maybe things aren't moving as fast as you want it to, or maybe it's just a critical point where the beliefs that you held or the viewpoint you had about how this world works or somebody in your life, it gets shaken. And I feel like Spirit is reminding you that you have the strength to get through this situation. This is not something you can't handle. And it is advising you to check your mental habits and your mental patterns. What stories are you telling yourself right now? Get clarity on what you're like, pay close attention to the things that you're telling yourself, and give yourself a moment to say, hey, is this really real? Is this really like, is this true? Like, for instance, okay, I feel like, and I'm not saying this is how I feel, it's just these were possibly old thought patterns I had at one time, but nothing ever works for me. I don't deserve certain things. But listen deep, look within, and ask yourself, is that true though? And really listen to that wisdom. So I'm going to, let's see, I want to get back to this roots, I feel like this is the contrast to that. This roots, healthy patterns and growth is kind of the contrast to the devil card that we saw. There is a need to assess yourself. How are you holding up? What are you telling yourself, right? And ask yourself this, because only you really, really know the answer. What do you need to change? What pattern do you need to change? Do you have a third, like I mentioned earlier, do you feel like you don't deserve good things? Does it always feel like the other shoe is about to drop? Those are the sorts of questions to ask yourself. All right, one last, let's see. I want to ask about these healthy patterns. Is there anything that you want us to know, Spirit, about the healthy patterns? Anything you want us to know? Let's just see. The bottom. Going back to the High Priestess. Another major arcana card. And the High Priestess, she observes. She observes and she pays attention and uses her intuition for guidance. And I think that's what it is. The healthy pattern you need to develop, especially for this day and age, the healthy pattern that you need to develop is learning how to listen to your intuition. We all have it. We all have intuition. Some of us, just like some of us run easily, play sports much better. We all can run, or, you know what I'm saying. I realize that not everybody can run, but we all can actually do certain things, but some people excel at it. But that doesn't mean you can't work on it. Even Michael Jordan, like, or you think about other pro athletes, uh, Caleb Williams. I'm a big Bears fan. Caleb Williams. They didn't just like come out on the field one day and do everything excellent. They put in a lot of work and effort. Spirit is asking you right now to start building, if you haven't already, start building those healthy habits. Clear out the things that aren't working, right? And start really listening to your intuition. Pay attention to it. Go out, and if you're not sure how to do that, look for books. Watch videos on how to develop your intuition. Be careful of the source that you choose, because not everybody knows what they're talking about. But if it's a reliable source, if you're like, okay, this is a person I respect and trust, I can listen to that, I'm going to do whatever you need to do. Practice on a small scale. There's nothing wrong with it. Just find a way to develop your intuition and listen to yourself. All right, is there anything else we need to know before I close out this reading? Is there anything else I need to know? Anything else? Okay, we got the Queen of Cups. Judgment. And the Five of Swords there. I think like Spirit's final thought here is saying with the Queen of Cups, she is a person who has control over her inner emotional world. It doesn't overwhelm her, it doesn't overtake her. She does have that intuitive sense of knowing that some things are sacred, and she protects that. She protects her mental space. She protects her heart. While chaos is going on in the world, I just got the phrase just popped in my mind. It's not the way I'd talk. It's about to get hairy. So as crazy as it seems like it's already been out there, things are going to ratchet up, right? It's the way it always is. In one of my other videos, I talked about how when you go to clean your closet out, right, it looks a lot worse during the process than it did before you even started. There's just mess everywhere. But it takes that process of weeding out the stuff that isn't working, right? Figuring out what does, what you need to let go of, and how you need to structure what remains. And we're kind of in that, we're just barely touching the tip of that, just getting everything out of the closet to even start the process. It's going to get hairy, in other words. And I feel like I feel like this is just an encouragement to not to worry. The Judgment card there, I feel that in a literal judgment sense, judgment is coming for those who need it, like those who they're not going to get away with it, not ultimately. And in the meantime, while this, and also judgment can also mean reawakening or rebirth or coming again, right? And so this is a period of reawakening, of rebirth, of something new being created or born. And I feel like Spirit is saying overall with this reading, trust your intuition, work on building those healthy habits that will help you stay connected to that wisdom within. Meditation, yoga, whatever your practices might be consistent, be thorough with it. And it's like I said, it's cleaning the closet time. We will start building these healthier patterns as a society, but you also need to do it in your own life. All right. And honestly, even though all this is happening, we got two very positive cards here. We got the Six of Wands and the Fruit in the Green Witch's Oracle deck. Success, right? This is not, we even pulled the Ten of Pentacles. So this is not as hairy. Again, I don't usually, it's the word I usually use, but as hairy as it's going to get out there, in the end, it'll be okay. So work on building your own personal structures in your life. Look around, analyze what it is that maybe it's been nagging you at the back of your head. You're like, I know I need to meditate. I know I need to meditate. Or I know I'm supposed to do yoga. I seem fixated on those two things. I know I'm supposed to journal. I know that I'm supposed to practice XYZ on a daily basis, but I haven't started yet. Spirit is encouraging you to just get started. Spirit is encouraging you to build up that safe space. You've got it. Like, above and below, the King of Pentacles, he is like the ultimate protector of the boundary of the physical realm. And you've got the strength inside you. All right. I hope that this helped. I hope something resonated. And I hope you have a great week. I really appreciate you spending time with me.